everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green on Friday. Please keep in mind that discipline is the key to your success in trading. We had a strong close on Friday, and now the question is, will we see follow through this week? Well, we will talk about that. First, let's talk a little bit about last week and some catalysts that we have coming this week. So last week, we had the FOMC minutes, no hints to rate cuts at all. The unemployment report come out, so we've seen an increase in jobs, but a slowdown in the wages. So the biggest thing that's going to move the market this week is we have Big Daddy Powell speaking at Tuesday and pre-market at 9 a.m. Opportunities, CPI on Thursday. We have consumer sentiment on Friday. More opportunities. Earnings are back. So this week we have Bank of America, Tilray, United Health, JP Morgan, Delta Airlines, Wells Fargo. So there's more opportunities. We also have some Fed speakers. We have Raphael and Daly at 12:30 tomorrow, both speaking at the same time, so we can expect some market movement then. We may see some drama depending on one could be hawkish, one could be dovish. Of course, we just talked about Powell on Tuesday. Wednesday, I couldn't see any that were scheduled. Thursday, Hawkard, Bullard, Barkin, and again on Friday, we have Harker. So let's get into the charts and we'll talk about the market as we go through and what to expect this week. So the put to call ratio is at 99. We're neutral there. Oscillators for the NASDAQ, 186. Getting a little warm, 176 for the New York Stock Exchange. Oscillators getting a little warm, 200's hot. So on the SPX, the S&P 500, we can see we got a nice little hammer candle closed above the 20. We have the 9 up here. A nice move. Very strong candle. That's the breadth chart. So you can see breadth is up. And you can see that rates are pulling back. And that's due to the bonds pushing up. The US dollar, we had this huge up candle, big down candle on Friday. So we've been seeing a disconnect in the markets. But it seems like maybe we're starting to get back in line with the dollar. Big move down there, nice move up in the markets. VIX down. VIX on the 15-minute chart, you can see the move down on Friday there, gap down and continued lower. Crude kind of bear flagging here up into the moving averages. So this is the SPY. This is the fib chart. I just wanted to point out that we've moved up out of this trading range, which is a good thing. We're right into our 50-day here. But if you look at the fib level, so we've pushed right into a fib level. So we just need to keep this in mind. It would be nice just to gap over it, stay above the 50 tomorrow and push up. That would be a textbook, but this may not be what happens. Have to see how we open tomorrow. Apple, nice bullish engulfing candle there. It's not really a bullish engulfing candle, but we did get a strong candle back above the 9. You can see this huge move up. So we were on this move Friday. A lot of charts look like this throughout the market, in which we see a lot. 75% of your stocks follow the market. This is why we keep a close eye on the SPY and trade the SPY, the SPX, and things like that. We trade a lot of different names. We like highly liquid options names for faster moves. That way we can lock in bigger profits with smaller moves. And we had a very strong trend up here. We were able to spot several patterns in the Discord, explain what to expect, explain why. We also were using our tools that let us know that we were in a very, very strong uptrend and there was no need to even consider going short. So gold, we've been talking about gold. Seems like when everybody else was bearish on gold or everybody else was bullish on gold, we remained bearish. Everybody was trying to buy. Now that we're bullish, doesn't seem like anybody's listening. Pointed out a good asset to trade on gold as well, which is at the end of the more towards the end of the watch list. So we're going to take a look at that chart with a strong move. So the advanced decline lines, nice turn up here on Friday. We held the 9 for the better part of the week there. Avi, nice move up. I mean, I can't preach this enough. Every time this thing gets back above the 9, if it does get below the 9, tradable. Every time it touches the 9, tradable. It's just a strong stock full of relative strength. Had a really nice move down. We talked about this in one of the morning Discord videos about this bear flag here, laid the levels out. So we talked about it on Wednesday. Thursday, we laid the levels out in pre-market in the video and got a very nice move there, a textbook move of what we had laid out there. So AMD, you can see the weekly chart, just kind of looking rough there. Definitely not as strong as the rest of the market. Affirm, Friday's move, definitely not as strong as the rest of the market there. And you can see Affirm's intraday very choppy, big pullback at open. Did try to recover, could not take out the daily high. And Aflac, we got a nice breakout of this broadening channel that we've been watching. The insurance companies are a big part of the XLF. Nice move up here on Amazon. Very strong, which we knew how strong the trend was. So when we can get a trend like that, we can identify the strength of it. There's a lot of money to be made there. If you're not constantly thinking, are we going to sell? When are we going to sell? And keep trying to go short. It's a lot of money to let the trend be your friend. Amazon, nice push up here on Friday. You can see it closed with a hammer down there. A lot of wick on that candle. Good sign. AMC, this was another one we laid out Friday. We talked about it in Wednesday's night video. The bear flag had, we were able to break out Friday. We talked about this in Friday's morning's video. Was able to get a nice break at that bear flag. So Friday, Thursday and Friday had really good plays there, amongst other things as well. You can see the big move here off AMD. Very strong on Friday. Amazon, nice move up right into your 20-day. A lot of stuff made strong moves. The market made a huge move. The question is you're looking for anything that tried to outperform the market or at least moved with the market when you get a big move like that. So you can see Apple here, weekly chart, hammer down here, pretty much two hammers in a row, right on the bottom of the Bollinger Bands here as well. So we got a support here on the weekly. Can we move up? That's the question. The bulls were not able to take the whole candle back there, but they did recover quite a bit of that candle on Friday after the initial move down. You can see ARK here, got a hammer there on the 9. ARK may push. There's, my opinion, there's so many other better stocks to trade in the market, to be honest. So you got Boeing here. We've talked about the relative strength in this thing. So I laid a case to trade this. Possibly looking for a pullback, but I just pointed out a lot of different catalysts on this over the weekend. So BABA, nice move up here. We talked about this inverted head and shoulders, a really nice move up there. Everything going on in China, I still leery of buying and holding these stocks. Bitcoin weekly is nothing to see here. Bitcoin daily is really nothing to see there. You can see Boeing, nice strong move up there on Friday. And you can see CAT. CAT has had a very nice breakout. Really strong move up here. Another one, just not surprised. We've been talking about it, had it on the list for a few videos now. ChargePoint definitely not as strong as the rest of the market on Friday. Not saying it can't get going, but when you have all these other names that you can expecting follow through on that trade better with better liquidity, especially if you're an options trader. Chewy here, a decent update on Friday, give a little bit of that move back. You can see here, looks a lot like the market on the 15. Let's give a nice entry right here on the 15, pushed up. Looks a lot like the rest of the charts in the market. Very strong trend Friday. Staples broke out as well on Friday. Nice move up there. You can see crowd, nice down. So we had a big gap down here. Friday tried to recover a little bit of it, but we need to, if you're interested in trading crowd, we need to get that gap marked off on your chart. CVX, not that strong on Friday compared to the rest of the market. You can see it had a nice push up here, then a big pullback. So that did provide some opportunities, though. Give you a trade up, a trade back down, even a small trade back up to the end of the day. DraftKings is back above the 9, but you are still trading in this bear flag. I would like to break out of this bear flag one way or the other. That's worth watching. EA, we were expecting a move up here last week, which we got. Consolidating over the 20. It's got to take this 50 and 200 out there. Lilly, Lilly's trying to push back up. It's under 3 of its major moving averages here. So you got your 50, your 9, and your 20 coming through there. So we need to get back above those for Lilly to move up. It could just be pulling back to take a break. It's been on a tear. Take a breath before the next move up there. XLE, we need to clear this 50-day. You can see your Bollinger Band starting to open up for the price. MACD's bullish there, turning bullish. Exxon, big move up, pull right back right to your 15-minute 50, and then a push right at the end of the day. For solar, pushing up, so we have a head and shoulders pattern. I talked about this pattern, said I would not be the first one, want to be the first one to go into it. The chart has just been too strong, too much relative strength. We did push up Friday, got back above our major moving averages, and closed. See where that closes on Friday. If it takes out this shoulder, if it breaks that shoulder and pushes up, really say the pattern's invalid now, but I'd like to see it take that shoulder out. I've seen it go up, retest the shoulder, and then snatch several times, which I've been doing some videos on the head and shoulders of how they are performing and talking about how they are performing this year. You can see Google under the 9 here did push up on Friday, got a hammer candle under the 9. I'm just not, Google's just not been performing well enough for me. Halliburton, we got a break out of this broadening channel. Nice move up there. Nice chart. Q's big strong candle here on Friday. You can see intraday here on the Q's, big move up. If you wasn't in any of these patterns, especially if you're in the Discord, we were able to catch a lot of really nice intraday patterns with a lot of nice breakouts. But that would have made a nice entry flagging in right there on your 15. We were covering the stuff as it was happening, live market commentary and everything. So you got the Q's here, weekly chart. Still got these dojis down here. TLT, decent day Thursday, big day on Friday. MACD's trying to change character there as well, and that's the 20-year bonds. IWM, weekly, you can see 2 dojis. We were able to take this trading range out on the market itself was able to push up out of that trading range, which is good. Hopefully we can see some follow through. So we're right into this 20-day here. I'm sorry, your weekly 20. And you have IWM cup. Can we still be putting in an overly deep handle? I think it's a little too far gone to really be calling a handle, but if it pushes up, it pushes up. Got a little pattern here is it's pushing back up above the 9 and a 20 strong. Got to watch coming into your 50-day there at 179. So that's the next level to watch. You can see IWM big move up here. Not as strong as some of the market. The market was more vertical than this. You can see it had a nice strong push up, then kind of eased out. But we've seen banks pushing, so we've seen plenty of signs all across the market, including the tools that we use in the Discord, that we knew we were in a very, very strong uptrend. Just having this information allows you to take advantage of it. JP Morgan, we got the breakout there we were looking for last week. Macy's, so they guided down at the end of the day on Friday. So we need to keep an eye on these. We were expecting this thing to start to trend, contraction, expansion, going into the trend phase, and not really sure if them guiding down will affect anything or not. Mara's trying to get back above this 20, your 20-day, and struggling there. So you could see some price acceleration if you can take that 20-day out. So Merck, nice move up here. Meta's pushing here. 9's on its way up. See if we can, hang out right here, give another day or two to put a flag in and then push up. It would be nice if it would wait. And you can see Meta here, intraday, not as strong as some of these other players on Friday. Decent move. Micron, what can I say? We've been watching it all week, or last week, I should say. We had it on the radar last week, every day, making strong moves up, providing opportunities. Microsoft inside day there, not as strong as some of these others. You can see Microsoft intraday, definitely not as strong. We did pull back. It was able to take out the pre-market levels, but just definitely not as strong. And you can see we could barely recover. So we did come down, test this 200 again, tested 200 here and pushed, tested 200 here and pushed. Can we see follow through to the upside? So Moderna back above the 50. Got to get above this 9 here if we're your daily 9 if we're going to move up. Moderna intraday, you can see a nice strong push up, and then we chopped, and you can see why on your daily chart. You can see the resistance right at the 9. That's why we chopped like that. MU, decent move up Friday. NASDAQ, a very nice candle back above the 9. You can watch a 20-day there for your next level if we continue to push. Netflix breaking out of this little channel here, flagging into the 50 here, breaking back up. Well, I shouldn't say flagging into. We actually were able to flag away from it, below it, and then push back up above it. Managed to get back above the 20 as well on the daily. So Netflix has got a nice little flag there. 9's coming up. NVIDIA back above the 9 here, another decent move up. Not as strong as some of these other names right now, though, but we could see follow through off that candle. But you can see the move on Friday, almost vertical when we took off. Very nice move up. So I had a strong day Friday, but the chart itself doesn't look as good. You can see NVIDIA here on the weekly, holding the weekly 9. I'm sorry, holding the weekly 20. Your 9's above it, so it needs to get above that weekly 9. Palantir, we had this bear flag, broke to the downside, but it broke right into a support level, broke into, and held the 9, long-legged doji on Friday. See how we act. This is why when we get the pattern breaks and stuff and we break right into a level, we talk about this, this intraday action all the time and what to look for. It's the same thing looking on your daily charts. Same thing I talk about every day. We got the break here, but you got support below it. You got to have room to make money. So there was a little bit of room from the break to down to your previous support to make money, but I like it better below the 9 if it's going to continue lower. You can see Peloton, nice little flag there. You can watch for a move up. Plug in this little channel. Qs, this is the Qs monthly, holding this 50, barely. Actually, I apologize. We are below the weekly 50. It looks like we did close below, monthly 50. And that's not exactly closed yet. Getting ahead of myself. We're still trading under that monthly 50, though. Got to clear that. Roblex, nice move up here on Thursday, back down on Friday, was able to hold the 20. The 9's on its way up. You got a decent MACD there. Looks like it just needs a flag and wait on the 9. I like it better back above this area right here. You got this gap coming back into this gap. So I like it better, but we got to get into the gap. The gap is resistance until we get into it. Keep in mind, watch your gap there. You can see the SPX trading in the fib levels we talked about on the SPY. Trying to get to the SPY monthly chart because we have something to talk about there, something that we may be affecting the market. So you can see Schlumberger broke out of that broadening channel there. Another chart we've been watching. This is Schlumberger's weekly, pushing up out of this flag, respecting the 9, trying to push up. Got a decent MACD. There's your goose head, your bill, trying to open up. Diamond's holding support, trying to push up. Once again, another chart breaking out of that trading range. This is the SPY weekly. We had this rejection come back down, so we pushed up into, you can see right here, we have pushed up into support level or resistance level. We need to clear that. So this is the SPY's monthly chart. So we had this bearish engulfing for December. New Year, we pushed up into the 9. So this 9 here is resistance. We need to clear this, obviously, if we want to push up. So your monthly 9 is a big level to look for. Now, we would expect follow through. We haven't had the best follow through on these candles. So we had this big down candle. We would expect follow through down, got a big move up. Worked our way back down, decent down candle, strong, close strong. You would expect to move down, push back up, got follow through on this candle just to get a So this is more than a bearish engulfing candle. Honestly, this is it is. It's a huge bearish engulfing candle. Eh, So if we get follow through on this, just like we talk about all the time with the intraday charts, our follow through. So if we're expecting follow through off a higher time frame, we expect what? So what will we expect here? We talk about this on a daily. We'll discuss it in the Discord tomorrow, and I want to see if you guys can answer that question for me. What are we expecting off that candle? Play the action, but what will we expect off that candle before we can see the follow through in that? So you can see the SPY strong move right into the 50. So the 50 is a resistance level now. We broke out that trading range right into the 50. And as I've talked about earlier, it's a possibility that a lot of the big players were still out last week. Let the market do whatever, let the bulls have it, then come back and sell into them. So that is a possibility. So be careful with the just expecting follow through. And as we always say, play the action. It's so simple. As long as you can keep your emotions out of the game, it's so simple to just play the action. Trade's going to work or it's not going to work. If it doesn't work, the minute you see the trade going against you, you cut it. Look for another entry, or if you're out of trades for the day, then you wait for tomorrow. But it's so much better than letting these charts or these stocks drag you down. These moves drag you down with some of this crazy intraday action. So you can see our trend charts here. Right now, our short-term trend is screaming bullish. Got square with a nice move there. XLK, decent move. Tesla, let's look at the daily chart here. So Tesla, we had gapped down Friday morning, was able to recover all this. This made a nice move. I had two good trades on Tesla. I took several trades on Friday, just like every day, but two really nice trades on Tesla. Big strong move here on the way up too. You can see the strength in this. Put in a nice base here at your 15-minute 200, and we're always saying your 15-minute 200, your 15-minute 50 are kind of a big deal. We need to know where they are. But so is your 9 and 20. We don't have to have every single chart up, but you just need to know where things are on your 15-minute chart when you're trading these intraday levels. So yeah, I don't watch the 15-minute like a hawk, but I definitely know where my levels are, and as we're coming into them. Uber, nice move up here on Friday as well. You can see some nice wick, which means that the bears were in charge at one time and the bulls recovered it. So that's a strong sign, seeing the bulls take back the candle. So we have Visa here. So this is a V bottom. So you can see cleanbacks June. We get in this area and we get rejected. We get in this area, we get rejected. We are above this area. We were above this area here and we got rejected. So I'm bullish above this candle. So MACD, but look at the difference here. When we get up here before, the MACD's exhausted. MACD's already made a nice run. Your MACD has made a nice run, exhausted. This time it's coming back, pretty much bouncing off your zero line, which is a whole different setup this time. Let's look at the weekly chart. You can see once again your weekly candles are right in some resistance here. And you could really still adjust this line a little more. You got some wicks up here, but you are holding this one. So, draw this out. If we can get above this on your weekly chart, it'd be nice to open up. Strong weekly chart here, or strong MACD. But I like it above there. Let's go back. I'm covering the V bottom here because I was asked some questions about it over the weekend in the Discord. So the V bottom's a lot like a cup. It's just a lot narrower, and they actually say these don't perform as well as cups do because of being so sharp. It depends on the market conditions. Honestly, just don't get over into the textbook and what the textbook says. A lot of that depends on market conditions, but they'll put in a handle just like a cup. A lot of people still draw them out as cups, but I will say they can be a little tougher trader than a cup from personal experience. But I've had a lot of luck with them. GDX, this was the gold name we talked about last week. We don't tell anybody to buy anything ever, but we definitely point out a lot of opportunities. And if you're paying attention, you're making money. You got good volume coming in here, so it's moving on expanding volume on the way up. When everybody was bullish on gold all through here, we were screaming bearish, bearish, bearish. No, we turn bullish, nobody's interested. Just crazy. It's the way it works. Wells Fargo put in this rounded bottom, kind of basing here, waiting on the 9 to catch up. We could be putting in a little pattern here. You can see it, possible shoulder. It's not textbook. Head, possible shoulder, putting this flag in while we're waiting to push up. Just want to point that out. 200 days resistance there. Walmart, a nice move up here, back above all our daily moving averages. A nice strong move there. XLF, strong move here. Banks were stronger on Friday, but these insurance companies are a huge part of XLF. So that's why we've had Aflac on here. It's one of the more liquid ones. Still not a lot of liquid, but one of the more liquid option uh, insurance companies, and just kind of tracking it, keeping an eye on what they're doing. We're always trying to watch a bank or two, which we watch the banks every day in the Discord for more than one reason. We also use them as indicators. So when we see certain sectors moving, we expect certain things, and this is one of the powers of trading with a professional trader who's got experience in the market. Well, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see you in the trading room.